Kevin Swift in the building. What's up, brother? Good morning. Thanks for your support. Let's get started in a second. They're trying to get it, baby. Michelle, good morning. Bright and early all the time. Appreciate you. Appreciate Orlando too. We'll get started in a second. Little throwback action. Jay Green, Spartan Dogs representing. What's up, brother? We got a little Madonna action going. Immaterial, girl. Talk about a throwback. It's going to help us with our message today. Good thing. Michigan's own Madonna. Bay City represent. It's a nice area. Morning, Rena. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Get started in just a second. MTV throwback right now. We'll finish up with that. There we go. Had a little Madonna action, a little throwback action. Material girl, material world. Great to see you too, brother. Get this up here so we can get going. I appreciate you guys being here. Everybody gonna get out today, get on the grill, make something happen. What they say, if my man not wearing sandals with the toes cut out, he can't be on the grill today, right? Good morning, guys. This is another Monday Motivation. The title today, the topic today is living in a material versus immaterial world. Who are we kidding? Like, we love material things. I think there's nothing wrong with that. We judge ourselves by that. Hey, what's up, Eric? We make decisions by that. You know, that's why I had that Madonna playing, Material Girl. Good morning, Tiffany. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think sometimes we put the cart before the horse sometimes. Sometimes we forget about, in order to get those things that we strive for that may have a material background in it, you know, we don't have the right things in place sometimes. And I'm speaking to my own self. Many things that I reflect on, you know, I share with you guys epiphanies that I have throughout the course of my week. And I say, wow, this would be great to share. So when you talk about the immaterial is defined as spiritual rather than physical. So whether you are a spiritual person, a religious person, or however you look at things in this world, we're talking about getting beyond the physical. And there's a great book, As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen Self. And there's another video link I'd love to share you guys too, for those who may be more of the audiobook type people, where you can listen to people talk about this. But it was published back in 1903. 1903, 3 years before my great fraternity. Alpha in 1906, but in 1903 he published his first self-help book. This was like really how people can go about doing things. And there's an exercise I want us to go through for the time that I have you, where we can take the material items that we desire and we can connect it to a characteristic that we probably need to achieve that. Again, we can take the material items that we may desire and we can connect it with the characteristic that we may need. One thing that James Allen talks about in his book of 1903 is we don't attract what we say we want, but we attract what we are. We don't attract what we say we want, but we attract what we are. See, we want all these great things, but in many cases, we don't have the characteristics to attract those things, you know? So with that, let's get started. And I won't keep you long this morning. Oh, that's a new Cadillac right there. That's auto show style right there. Shout out to Detroit Auto Show. We probably won't never have that experience like we used to back in the day, right? But what about having a Cadillac type commitment to what you want to do, whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in your job, whether it's in your family. You know, if you want a Cadillac, how about you show Cadillac style commitment, meaning have a commitment on the level of what a Cadillac is. A Cadillac is considered one of the best, vehicles you can buy. It's an American made. Shout out to Memorial Day. It's one of the best things out there. Good morning, Angie. The Cadillac is definitely something that we can have a Cadillac type commitment for. So I think it's important. That's a great example of what type of commitment we want to have. What kind of commitment do you have to your relationships? What kind of commitment do you have to the people that you have an interest in? Is it on the level of a Cadillac or a Pinto, right? Or a Yugo? Remember the Yugos that will fly off the bridge if the wind blew too hard? Or is it Cadillac? Strong, sturdy, elegant, all those things. If you don't know what that is, platinum bars. Yeah, we always talk about gold, but platinum is one of the most precious resources around. Can you have a platinum level positivity? That's right, Cadillac type commitment. You feel me, Michelle? Can you have a platinum type positivity in your life? Not a bronze, and I'm not taking anything away from bronze or nickel or those less precious type resources, but platinum, one of the most sought after resources available to man. Can you have that kind of positivity in your life? Can your positivity be of a platinum level? Do you see where I'm going at with this, folks? See, we're living in a world like Madonna was talking about, this material world. We want the material things, but are we willing to put forth the immaterial actions, the immaterial commitment, the immaterial positivity into what we want to do? Oh, we know that symbol. I don't even have to say the name. Mercedes-Benz, right? That is a symbol that back in the day, Kevin, remember we used to have the belt buckles. Come on, Kevin, rock with me. We had the belt buckles. Jay Green, know what I'm talking about. You had the belt buckles. If you snatch somebody's Mercedes-Benz emblem off their ride and put it on your belt for the belt buckle, you was going hard with it, right? It's a symbol that we all recognize, But can you have a Mercedes-type motivation in your life, right? Mercedes level. Can your motivation be on the level of what a Mercedes is like? I'm not talking about some entry-level ride, that Ford Tempo. Shout out to the Ford Tempo my mama had me driving back in 1993, that red Tempo. I love that Tempo. That Tempo was raw. But right now, we're talking about Mercedes-level motivation. Where's your motivation at? Everybody say they want all these great things, but they don't have the motivation to show it. We're living in an immaterial world, not a material world, that you got to put these efforts forth first before you can get these things, right? Oh boy, going hard. This auto show status again. That's that Lamborghini right there. Oh man. You talk about relationships. Can you love like a Lamborghini? They said a Lamborghini is the outlaw of the sports cars. It's considered the outlaw. And what's the outlaw? Someone who doesn't follow the rules. And all is fair in love is war. Can you have a Lamborghini type love? Can you just go hard? Can you be so passionate and care for who you're with like that? The level of a Lamborghini, an exotic car. I love that name, an exotic car. What is your love like? Can it be on the level of a Lamborghini, or is it just putzing around like a Yugo, like a Pinto? I can't even say Ford Escort because that was my first car that I purchased, That's what I'm trying to get at right here. What is your level of love? Is that a Lamborghini love or a Yugo or a Pinto, right? Huh? Let's keep it going. Oh, the Ferrari right there with them. Oh, that's cold. Can you have a Ferrari type faith? Is your faith the level of a Ferrari? That's a beautiful car right there. Is your faith that level? Strong, passionate, elegant? Where is your faith at? Or is your faith entry level, bicycle level, tricycle level, skateboard level type faith? Huh? I'm just going to jump on and see where it take me. Rollerblade type faith. Or are you on the level of a Ferrari? See, I think it's easy to say what you want, but are you putting in the kind of effort? Are you committed to it like that? Those are things to keep in mind. Do you have a Ferrari type faith? Oh, what's your discipline like? Shout out to Memorial Day. As a former Marine, I'd like to say Department of Defense. Do you have a Department of Defense type discipline in what you're doing? Shout out to Michelle Mimi Watkins. I'm up Monday morning, 8 o'clock. She's up right there with me. Shout out to Kevin Swift. People join in. Shout out to Angie Morris, who does her book reading at 9 a.m., and 4 p.m. every day. Department of Defense type discipline. They taught me one thing in the military: to stack your gear the night before. Get your gear ready. Get ready. Rich Wiener in the building. Shout out to Rick Wiener and the whole Governor Granholm staff, man. Thanks for checking in. Do you have a Department of Defense type discipline in your life? Are you disciplined? See, sometimes it's easy to go and do what you want to do when no one has an expectation, when no one's checking in on you. But can you be the person that they can set their clock to? Oh, I know Lindsay's going to be up for his Monday motivation. I know Lindsay's going to have something else for us. Or are you that person in their life? When you do something, Stephen Carew, what's up? Shout out to the Alphas in the house. Are you going to be out here doing it like that? Do you have that Department of Defense type discipline? Okay? Oh, there's my baby right there. That was years ago. She said, Daddy, I want to go to Disneyland. I said, okay, let me get in my pockets, get my baby to Disney. But let's talk about that. Walt Disney World. They have the best customer service in the world, right? The best customer service in the world. My question to you, do you have a Walt Disney type work ethic? Huh? Walt Disney type work ethic. If you want to speak on the man Walt Disney himself, Walt Disney had terrible challenges through his life before he brought the mouse to life, before Mickey Mouse became the man. But do you have that kind of work ethic? Do you have that kind of work ethic when you get out there and work hard and put people together and make the people have the time of their life? Some people may only visit Disney once in their life. And if they do, are they going to have a wonderful experience? Do you have that kind of work ethic that whatever you do, whatever you touch, it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience? You know, sometimes we got this old drab, wet rag, old teabag type work ethic. Oh, I see what I can do. I see. Are you going to do it when nobody's watching? Are you going to do it if nobody shows up? Are you going to say, this is what I'm going to do no matter what? Do you have that kind of work ethic? I'm just saying, you can't be expecting to have everything you want if you don't have the ability to reflect on what you've done. Let me say that again. You can't be expecting to have everything you want if you don't have the ability to reflect back on what you've done. Success is based on what you put your work in on, what you worked on over time. And like I said before, that calendar is different. Joe, good morning. Good to have you checking in. It's been a while. Always good to see you, though. I talked about this before. You got to chop the wood before you get the fire. It's the same principles. We have this, material expectation of the world. Madonna says material girls, material boys out here too. Well, we want all these material things, but we don't want to put in the work to get that. You got to build that house. You got to pay for that car. You got to, develop that relationship. Come on, I'm talking to somebody. So the point being is, are you willing to put in the work? So here's the thing. If you think you're willing to put in the work to do something, don't be afraid to give more. If you say, hey, I'm committed to this, I'm working toward this is my goal, sometimes you have to give more. Sometimes you may say, okay, I thought this was the finish line, but sometimes that goalpost gets moved. Sometimes that line's a little bit extended. Sometimes things come up in our lives. Hell, pandemic may happen. Change everything up. So you have to be willing to give more for what you want. What's that, Michelle? That's right. You got to put in that work. It's just not just going to happen. How can you be mad about not reaching your destination when you're going somewhere that you've never been before? Most of us out here, we're trying to do something we've never done before. In many cases, we haven't even seen other people do it before. How can you be mad about not reaching your destination if you've never been there, if it's going to take some more time? You're not going to arrive at the same time someone else did. See, sometimes we look at, what's happening, with the person next to us, and we look at when they arrived. Some of these swimmers sometimes, I remember going back to Michael Phelps in the Olympics when he was winning one of his races, and he was focused on hitting the wall, finishing, and everybody else who's swimming was looking at him. See, sometimes we get so caught up in, how this person next to us is achieving. And social media can kind of fool you a little bit. Because they people post their successes. They don't post the failures. I said that a long time ago. This Memorial Day, people probably won't be out like we normally will be, but people won't post when they spill some ketchup on that nice outfit, right? But they'll post when they casket sharp, as my man Jay Green would say, So what I'm trying to tell you is, don't get caught up in looking in the other lane as far as when somebody's achieving something, when they're reaching something. And if you happen to notice somebody achieving something and hitting their success, congratulate them. Oh, my man is doing it. My man is making it happen. My man is doing it. That young lady is doing it. I hear sisters talk about adjust your sister's crown. That's right. Oh, she's doing it. Don't be mad. They've been putting in that work. My man Desmond Ferguson posted, congratulate people during their winning season because you don't know what they lost during their losing season. I appreciate that. What'd you say? Comparing your chapter to someone else's. Comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Your book of life needs no comparison. That's right, Michelle. She said, don't compare your chapter 1 to their chapter 10. They've been on it for a minute. You jump on it. Now you wonder why you can't get them to tell you a story about patience from the 48 Laws of Power. I think this is very appropriate. I'm trying to wrap up. I don't want to go too long, but I appreciate the love and feedback. Wu Payne in the building. He gets it in. Thank you, Tiffany. So one of the laws in the 48 Laws of Power tells a story about, a young man and an older man traveling in ancient China. Don't make this political. Ancient China. And they were outside the walls of China. And during those times, if you were outside the walls of the city, it could be a very dangerous place. It could be a very dangerous place. And they were traveling with so many items they were carrying and trying to move along and get those things along. And they ran into another person. They said, how long will it take for us to get to the city? Because they definitely wanted to make it to the city in time. before it got dark and they were going to be at the whim of whoever would take advantage of them. And the wise man looked at them and the things they were carrying and said, you know what, you can make it if you slow down. He said, you can make it if you slow down. He was like, slow down? And we're trying to get here. He said, I'm just trying to tell you. They didn't heed his advice. They rushed and they rushed and they tried to get there. They started dropping things. They started losing things. They had to go back and do all these things. Needless to say, they did not make it in time. See, on your road to success, if you know where you're going, if you slow down and have the patience to get there, you can make it. It's when we rush. It's when we miss steps. It's when we skip levels. As much as we may want to jump and get somewhere else, we may see an opportunity. But when you miss those steps and miss those levels, it's going to make you have to double back, right? We know it. Wu Pan's in the building. He knows. He's out here putting things together. He knows when he has ambitions to do something and something doesn't happen right, he got to go back and do it again. These things happen all the time. So you better get you a book to read, get something to entertain you, because you're going to be on this journey for a while if it's a worthwhile location. If your destination's just next door, sure, have at it. But how fun is it just to go next door? I'm from 7 Mile and Fielding. If all I wanted to do was go to 7 Mile and Evergreen, that wasn't much. That didn't take much. I can close my eyes and walk there. But I wanted to go somewhere else in my life. And I think the people I grew up with in my neighborhood who supported my ambitions, all my friends who I still stay in contact with today, my parents, my family, my teachers, everybody. I can shout out the whole village. So, but if you want to go more than beyond the block, if you want to go further than just up the street, if you want to change your surroundings tremendously and change your surroundings for the people you care about, it's going to take a little while. You got to take a little bit more time. We're talking about going on a journey from not having. We're talking about a journey from rich to poor. We're talking about a journey from being hungry to being full, from being scared to being brave, from being a loser to being a champion, from being sick to being healthy, hell, from hell to heaven. It's going to be a while. But the happiness is in the journey. It's been defined that success is in the process of doing what you're trying to achieve. Woo, you are successful because you put out something that you want to do and you working towards it every day. I know you got big goals, my man. I know you got huge goals and continue to have those. But do know that you are being successful because you're working towards that. Kevin Swift, my man, you raising an outstanding young man in DJ Swift. I know you worry about DJ growing up and being the right kind of young man, but you're successful because you're doing that. Shout out to Michelle. Beautiful young lady, Kyra Jefferson, her daughter is doing great things, coming into her own. The success is in that. The success is in the young people with the New Breed Track Club you work with. Sometimes we forget that we are living our successes right now. Me just getting up and being able to get in front of you and share a message that someone respond to is important. Success is the process of doing what you want to do. So sit back, grab a book, take a breath, look around, smell the roses, keep putting one foot in front of the other and tell yourself, I'm not stopping until I get there. That's it. If you say, I'm not stopping until I get there, that's it. I'm not stopping. I'm on my timetable so the haters can hate and the lovers can love, but I'm going to keep working. So with that, I just want to say, instead of waiting on an opportunity for somebody to give you an opportunity, why don't you go out there and create one for yourself? Instead of waiting on somebody to notice you and recognize you, just recognize yourself and do it. You see it all the time. Some people start off saying, man, I heard Jay-Z talking about, man, what's up, EJ? Ethan Smith in the building, represent. That's the neighborhood right there, baby. He's going hard. He's doing this thing. I remember hearing Jay-Z say, man, he remembered performing on the road. 4 to 5 people in the crowd. I mean, Jay-Z, yeah. See, a lot of us don't have that passion in what we want to do it for nobody, to do it for free, to do it off the love. So, yeah, you would do it for $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? You'd do it for $1 million, obviously. But can you do it pro bono? Can you do it off the love because you believe in what it is and you honing your craft? And don't feel rejected when somebody say, oh, man, ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody show up. What happened? A person who say that, man, you let them be the person when they giving away the free tickets, when you move on, you get them a free ticket back, put them in the back, So with that being said, folks, on this Memorial Day, good morning, Celeste. Thank you for checking in, Sister Starks. On this Memorial Day, thank you for those who serve. I want to shout out my whole neighborhood. My brother Sean Huddleston, may he rest in peace. My dad, Lindsey Huddleston, who served. Joseph Anthony Cook, he had his birthday yesterday. He served. Rasheed Jeffries. My whole hood served. This is my whole hood on 7 Mile. All my guys served. Delbert Jeffries, all these young men served. and we're willing to give our lives for this country, to not only better our lives, but to better others. So when people talk about African Americans not being patriotic and not caring and not giving, man, please, we serve. And if you go back in history, we served a lot. And it's unfortunate that the history of this country still puts African Americans in a situation where we're more likely to be the recipients of police brutality and racism and those things. And true indeed, we're policing our community, but I just say keep your head up, everybody. Do the right thing, black, white. I'm grateful for all the people on my timeline, the diverse people that check in. And we're all about bettering each other, despite the circumstances of our world. So with that, I want you guys to go and have a great Memorial Day. Maybe somebody have some burgers cooking for your guy. Maybe I can get in on that. But with that, I love you all. Thank you for supporting me, and we're going to keep it moving out here. All right, have a great day. That's right, folks. Lindsey Huddleston with SBS back in the building on Southwest Side Detroit. How do you hit a free throw? How do you finish strong? That's important. But the other part of the spectrum is
always packed, always loud, always crazy. So it's a tough place to play in. You gotta go in there with a mind.
So I'll be in there tomorrow. That's really my motivation. Is I want to be like Gabe Brown. Gabe Brown shoots like